Guys of a Certain Age is brought to you by no one. Absolutely no one. Except these dudes walking down memory lane. Now let's head to the studio to see what they misremember next.
It's a podcast. It's all treats and no tricks. It's Guys of a Certain Age. Robbie Covalence in studio alongside
Jay Reed
and special guests
Wes Shelton.
You're not Art Shirley.
I'm not.
You're much taller than Art Shirley.
Probably. Especially on the radio.
Especially on the radio. How are we doing, gentlemen?
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
It's fine. What's wrong?
It's more than fine. I'm headed to the Southern Foodways Alliance Symposium in just a little while. So,
is it in Oxford this year?
It is in Birmingham this year.
Birmingham. So you get 2.5 hours to go up the road.
A little bit longer. And I'm going to see John Crist tonight at the Alabama Theater. So I'm pretty excited.
Cool. I have no idea who that is.
Really? Comedian.
Still no idea who that is.
I'll share it with you. He's quite funny.
Okay.
I mean, what else can I say?
I don't know. I did see where Nate Bargatze is going to be the celebrity guest picker tomorrow on Game Day as we're recording on College Game Day on ESPN, because College Game Day is going to be at Vanderbilt tomorrow.
Of course.
So,
and he's a Nashvilleian like all cool people are now, except for us.
Yeah, except for us. You know, he came out with a thing that says like I'm a big Vanderbilt fan, but they want me to make sure that you know that I did not graduate from Vanderbilt. So,
yeah, right.
He's hilarious.
He has this big thing too. I think it's on his Christmas special where it's like, Nashville is great. Don't come here. We have enough people. Don't move.
It's crazy, isn't it, how Nashville has just exploded.
Yep.
I was at the Gaylord Hotel, the Opryland Convention Center, 2 weeks ago shooting a project, and just packed. It's been probably 20 years since I've been in the fauna of, I guess it would be the flora of the Gaylord Hotel. So, you ever been in there?
Several times, yeah.
Have you floated down the river?
No, I didn't want to pay that fee.
I've got a picture of me and David. David's like 12 months old, maybe,
oh, wow.
You know, in a boat, in one of those little gondola type boats, you know, long time ago. So back before everybody went to Nashville.
Well, see, I probably spent more time in that area when it was actually the Opryland Hotel, and Opryland was there. I actually went to Opryland a few times.
I went to Opryland a few times. Yeah. In fact, there was a point in my life where I was in Nashville about once a month with friends doing stuff in the music industry, Christian music industry, from the video perspective. Mm-hmm. And I thought about getting an Opryland season pass at one point.
Wow. Okay.
And then passed on the season pass. So I'm noticing, Wes, you have a members only jacket on.
It's a one-off.
That is,
it's made just for me.
Blue Links? Who's Blue Links?
It's a corporate group out of Birmingham that we buy from, and I suggested, and if you're doing swag, I'd like a members only jacket, and it showed up in the mail.
That's hilarious. So that's your first members only jacket?
No, it's one of many. I'm a guy of a certain age from the 80s.
Yeah, I never had a members only a jacket.
I had one. It's probably still in my parents' closet somewhere.
Imagine. You should wear it, Jay.
I should dig it out and see. I might be able to squeeze into it.
See, I still got my trench coat from back in the day, my combat boots.
Oh, well, yeah, that's a different.
I think that's what I'm going to dress. I'm going to dress up as a creepy old man for, Halloween. Get out the combat boots, the trench coat. But I can't do the mullet on such short notice. So, all right, let's jump into some Geeks of the Week. We're not going to burden Wes with a Geek of the Week, but Jay, I'm assuming you're prepared for something.
I'm prepared, yeah. Unfortunately, I've been out for a week or so, and so we can't do this, but I thought it would have been fun had we been in New York City and on time. So it's still, it's still fun. So you know how we've talked about different restaurants and stuff, the different, I think we talked about the Doritos Lounge or something at one point.
Yeah.
Very similar. This was in New York the second weekend in October, so it's gone. It was just a 3-night thing, but it's the Cheez-It Studio Cheese. All right, so they had this like for 3 nights.
I thought this was Studio Cheese that we're in right now.
Good point. So I'm trying to decide. I'll tell you what they had on offer. They had so basically all Cheez-It themed. So they had Cheez-It menu, food and drink, And they had one thing they had was a Cheez-It tap. So it looked like a big beer tap, but when you pulled it, it was just Cheez-Its came out. So it's just crackers. But here we go. The hot and spicy Cheez-Arita. That was, like a margarita made with, basically they infused the things with cracker flavors. So like the alcohol was infused with the various cracker flavors.
That kind of sounds disgusting.
Well, and yeah, I'm not sure if I love it or not, but like there was a cheesy bite flight. That's just food. Reuben, one with caviar, caprese, veggies. There was a cheesy spritz, which they misspelled. Champagne and Cheez-It white cheddar infused syrup. Cheez-It buffalo wing dip. I think that would be good. I think the buffalo wing dip would be good. And then they had these extra crunchy white cheddar chips to dip with it. That sounds good to me. And then they had something called, I'm not sure what an actual pickleback is, but this was a pickle back it up. It was a shot of Cheez-It jalapeno cracker infused pickle juice, and then a shot of Cheez-It Duo's jalapeno and cheddar cracker infused bourbon. So whatever a pickleback is, this is their version of it. The cheese mallow treat. Have y'all ever seen, like the Rice Krispie treats?
Yeah.
I've seen this done on different food reels where they use something like a Cheez-It instead of the Rice Krispies. I haven't tried it, but that's basically what this was original Cheez-Its with marshmallows and like in a cube. And then the cheese teeny, which, as you might imagine, was the
That sounds disgusting.
original cracker infused vodka. This looks good. The cheesy pizza pocket. They take the original crackers and I guess they kind of ground them up into a flour or something. So that's just a pizza pocket made with Cheez-Its. The cheese dog tower, which is just hot dog tower. Now, we'll say, not long ago, they had the Cheez-It pizza. Did y'all see that?
Papa John's.
No, this was just like a frozen pizza you buy in the store. I never found it here in our little town, but my son, who lives closer to Raleigh, he found one and got it, and it was kind of meh. So, but anyway, I still think it would have been fun to go try those things. It's not something I'm going to want to keep around the house. But the pizza pocket I can live with, the buffalo dip I can live with, but the other stuff probably not.
Not the Cheez-It crispy treat.
Well, it's just disgusting.
See, I think I would like to try that. I'm not going to make a big pan of it, but I might give it a try. Make a little small dish. So that is my geek of the week. Are you looking for one now?
No, I've got one, but I'm trying to get a couple other pieces to go along with it. So, a pseudo celebrity obit. I'm on arts territory here.
Pseudo obit or pseudo celebrity?
Pseudo celebrity obit. Barbara Gips died this week. And you don't know who Barbara Gips is because she's a copywriter, but you know some of her work. And she was most famous for coming up with the tagline for Alien, "In space, no one hears you scream." Okay. Which is one of the greatest movie taglines of all time. And so she and her husband, who was a graphic designer, worked on different things together. Her husband designed the Alien poster. If you remember the Alien poster that had kind of the egg cracking on a black background, if my iPad would, pay attention, it would do right. And I'm going to show you guys the Alien poster. Here it is. This was the movie poster for Ridley Scott's Alien. In space, no one hears you scream. She wrote she was a copywriter, but she wrote movie taglines. And it says countless others. And I'm looking for some of the countless others, but I can't find any of the countless others. But I've always thought that tagline is one of the greatest in the world. She said she came up with the tagline while she was washing dishes, and it was used on the film's poster, who was co-designed by her husband. So they were a power team. She was 89 when she passed away this week. But, if you think of, if you're known for one amazing piece of creativity, that's got to be pretty amazing, was the "In space, no one can hear you scream." She came up with the tagline for Kramer versus Kramer, if you guys remember that, in 1979. Ted Kramer is about to learn what 10 million women already know. was one of the taglines that she came up with. Desperately seeking Susan, quote, "It's a life so outrageous it takes two women to live it." Did you guys see Desperately Seeking
I think
Susan?
I did. Yeah.
That was a Madonna.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're a little bit older than you are, Wes. So, but
We probably were wearing our members only jackets when we saw that.
yeah, probably so, even though I never had one. She also wrote taglines for Silkwood from 1983. Sometimes the most unlikely person turns out to be a hero. Fatal Attraction. On the other side of drinks, dinner, and a one-night stand lies a terrifying love story.
So what with if you're a tagline specialist, what does that pay? I mean, is that like a
she worked for, I'm assuming she worked for an agency or she was a freelance copywriter and she got hired on, job by job. So
they would just go say, "Hey, we need a tagline for the movie."
I'm not exactly sure. I
You're
didn't
a
do that
tagline
much
expert.
I did not do that much research, to be honest. So
I just never realized there was a person who. I figured those kind of things were like lines from the movie that they just pulled.
Yeah.
So
no, usually it's that tagline is pulled. Then sometimes the trailer is built around that tagline.
Okay.
Can't you just hear Don LaFontaine? In space, no one can hear you scream.
I don't know who that is, but
we talked about Don LaFontaine a few weeks ago. He's the voiceover guy.
That one.
No, I think all three of us were here. We've talked about him before. He's like the most famous voiceover.
You say so?
In a world. Boy,
I don't think I was here for that.
No, we had an episode sometime way back when all three of us were here. And you're like, "Oh, that's really cool." Okay. So, anyway.
Not a few weeks ago then.
It's all a few weeks ago. You who pull stuff from Popular Mechanics in 1977 as a Geek of the Week, you can't talk about temporal displacement when it comes to it wasn't a few weeks ago.
I don't even know what that means.
Timey-wimey.
Okay, now you're talking. Now I know what that means. Timely-wimely.
Wes, save me, please.
I can't help you.
So let's take a break. We're going to come back. We're going to talk food up next. And we're back. It's me and Jay and Wes Shelton from Bell's Building Supply. Wes, this is the fourth time you've been on, fifth time on the podcast. You're our most reoccurring guest.
Honored to be here.
Yeah. Again. Did your wife give you any grief about coming on the podcast? Because I
didn't have time to discuss it.
She's chastised me a time or two about allowing you on.
But I'm sure she's a regular listener, so it'll just be a nice surprise
She
for her.
has no clue what we're talking about. So,
I can tell Doliak and he could text her.
He'll be here shortly.
Yeah, he'll be here shortly. So we always like to bring Wes in to talk about grilling, about food. You two are the food experts associated with this, food preparation and consumption experts associated with this podcast. So we go from Steve Taylor, our tour filmmaker, to Wes Shelton, grill master.
There you go. It works.
Yeah. So, all right, Jay, ask your questions.
Yeah, well, I don't have a lot of questions, but I wanted to get it started because it's fall. It's late fall by the time this airs.
This should be the first week in November, so we're just weeks from Turkey Day.
Right. So we're getting into Thanksgiving, and of course, if you work in retail like I do, Christmas stuff is everywhere already. So I'm already thinking about what I'm going to do for Thanksgiving because I'm going to be home and I'll probably be responsible for the meat this year. And Christmas, who knows? Christmas is wild, but we talk about summer grilling all the time and all the fun things we can do. I think the last time you were here, but what about in the winter? What about for the holidays? I know you told us before we got online that are off on air some things that you did, but I'm kind of curious from the mechanic side of it. If you're compared to like in the summer, or in Mississippi here, it could be in the 90s
degrees.
Yeah, and you're out there grilling and sweating and everything else. Versus or smoking. What about in the dead of winter? Now, dead of winter in Mississippi, I realize is relative.
90 degrees.
Can be right.
No, this is.
But does it make a difference?
Yeah, exactly, because it's the perfect time. I mean, this time right now, early spring, and the reason why is because temps are cold at night. They're cool, and so if you're trying to do a long cook, we don't have to run we can run our smokers, if you will, low and slow. We don't have the outside temperature, kicking it up.
Just making it
during
go,
the
okay.
day as well. Same thing. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, if it's 100 degrees outside, you got to watch your smoker.
Right.
'Cause it's going to be, especially if it's in the sun, you got to be real careful with it because it'll help it spike up. But right now it's great because you can start at night, you can go low. And so if you're going to put a brisket on, just for example, this is perfect. You can put it on late at night and go super low, and humidity's right, temperature's right. You can stay, you know, around 225 easily.
Okay.
And then get to, you know, put it on at 10, get to 6 a.m. It's not going to be done. It's not going to be to 165. It's going to be close. Bump it up and just ride it the rest of the way. Take it off a little bit after noon. Should be ready by then. Put it in a cooler and eat it for supper. Let it rest for several hours.
Yeah. See, that's what I need.
That's the beauty of it.
Yeah. I've got a brisket in my freezer. I'm just waiting for the right time to do it.
Conversely,
Is that what the kids call it these days?
Freezer?
A brisket in the freezer? Is that slang for something else?
No, it is not. It is very literal.
it means he's got money in the bank.
Well, that's true. Money in the freezer.
Yeah, money in the freezer.
Yeah, but no. And then, but conversely, though, so if you're talking about grills, you know, we're talking about eggs primarily and big smokers that are thick and hold temperature
Right.
well. So conversely, if it's really cold, you know, if you have a pellet smoker, you got to be real careful about that because it's going to eat some pellets because it does. It's thin. They make warming jackets for it, believe it or not, but I don't think it's required here. But you kind of got to keep an eye on that because it affects it quite a bit.
Yeah.
Weber grill, same thing. You know, any kind of thin smoker, the Weber Smoky Mountain.
But what about the big green egg?
Green egg's fine. It's insulated, so it's naturally, you know.
Yeah, and I've seen
thick
pictures.
ceramic, you know.
Yeah, I've seen pictures of a guy that had like 2 or 3 eggs lined up, puffing away, and snow falling on him.
Right.
And it was all fine.
6 inches of snow on his table.
Right,
Yeah,
exactly.
And all that stuff. Yeah, I mean, they'll go. So that's fine. But that's what's great about this time of year is that, you know, you don't have to worry about the outside ambient temperature spiking your grill.
Okay, that's good to know. That's good to know. I need to do more then because I mean it's still. I mean, it's football season, so you want to. That's a good time to do that. But my work schedule and everything, I haven't yet figured out how to get that brisket so that I can actually eat it when I want to eat it. So this sounds like the perfect time to.
It's called
give
math.
That a try. Math. I know it's called math, but math don't math sometimes with my job. So anyway,
But on the weekend, I mean, you know, same here. I mean, I'm not going to do something during the week. You know, I might, but I've got to watch it on my phone.
Right.
You know, the temperature remotely. But
I need to get one of those little blower remote things that you got for the big green egg. I keep asking for it for different events in my life, like Father's Day or birthday or, you know, but yet again, I've got to take matters into my own hands and buy what I really want.
that's pretty much what I did. Wes was
called being the
involved. When I got mine, Wes was involved. My mom's like, okay, it's getting close to Christmas. What do y'all want? And I said, I want the Egg Genius. It's on sale. Wes has it ready for you down at the store. It was quick and that was easy.
Yeah. Well, that was good.
Yeah,
That was
it worked
good.
out great.
Easy to do it. So,
All right. So what about you mentioned something about a duck. I've never done a duck.
and a duck and a goose.
Out. Yeah,
No
a
goose.
I haven't done
No
a goose,
goose.
but
now, several years ago, my wife went, you know, go to the store and get the turkey, and she called and she said they have a duck in here. I said, why not? And it's a small, you know, it's a small duck. You
What,
can
the
buy 'em.
duck?
You can buy it. This is a G-rated show.
It's a Mrs. Reed rated show is what it is.
But so I said, sure. And it's just, it's a, you know, a little bit, it's bigger than a chicken and a lot smaller than a turkey.
Right.
But you're not going to cook it. You can cook it whole. You can cut it in half. You can splay it out, spatchcock it.
Yeah.
But you can do, I just said we just cook it whole, season it up. I'll inject it with, you know, Tony Chachere's garlic butter. Do the same thing with my turkey. And you just watch the temp. You know, it's just like a piece of, you know, I would say you go to 145 on it, like a pork tenderloin or something like that. You're not trying to, you don't want it overcooked because it's duck.
right. So
And that's the biggest thing is you just don't want it overcooked.
So I guess that's something that not a lot of people think about unless you eat a lot of duck, because I know the first time we
Down
get this
here,
whole thing
it's
about
wild
chicken.
duck.
Yeah.
It's wild duck.
Right.
You know, but as far as consuming it, yeah, we think about.
Yeah, we think about the chicken and turkey, and it's got to be cooked all the way through, or you're going to get salmonella, all this jazz. But duck actually is
Totally
somewhat
different.
rare. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And the first time I was served it in a restaurant, that kind of shocked me. I'm like, can I eat this?
Yeah.
So, okay. So that would be interesting. You'd have to. So
Living
you
on
don't.
the edge.
You don't. That's right.
So have you ever done a turducken?
I haven't.
You want to explain to the listeners what a turducken is?
It's basically a boneless chicken that's stuffed into a boneless duck that's stuffed into a boneless turkey. And then sometimes it's stuffed with a stuffing of some capacity. It can be
Sausage stuffing,
boudin, it
yeah.
can be sausage, it can be numerous things. And that was what I was going to say is it can be an etouffee. Where we duck hunt in Louisiana is right in the middle. It's Opelousas. It's right in the middle of Cajun country where Paul Perdone and Tony Chassery were born and lived. And so that's the true part around Lafayette. And so we go to the grocery store and they've got those chickens and things that are stuffed. And the biggest thing is just, it's no different than a stuffed turkey. You just got to be careful that sometimes once you get that stuffing done and the chicken is overcooked, the turkey's overcooked. So, I'm not too wild about a stuffed animal. But the turducken does not have to be stuffed. But once again, to get it all done, you just got to be on your game with your thermometer. That's the bottom line.
And most of the time when I've had one, I've never made one. I don't
think
one
we
one
had the
time.
knife skills for that. But
No, gosh, no, heck no.
You've partaken of.
I've partaken of it, and I
like
think the stuffing is like, or the whatever you call it, is like almost like layers. And so when you slice it, you get this beautiful, if you slice it right, I guess, this beautiful sort of pattern almost
Like
with
a
the stuff.
pinwheel.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I like it okay, but it wasn't. I think I ordered mine, and of course it was expensive.
Yes.
And I think I've also had a pie cakin. Have you ever had one of those?
No.
What is a pie cake?
It's a holiday thing too. It's basically
A pie in a cake
couple of pies
made into a cake?
that then is surrounded by cake, and then there's, I forget, the original one was like a pumpkin pie with in the spice cake, and then it has like the apple pie filling on top. I can't remember. It's a thing.
And we wonder why we have a problem with obesity in the South.
But if you go to Goldbelly and just put in pie cake, and there's like this one company that does it, and then they have like a red velvet one. They have different holiday ones, and they all blend together. They're all so instead of having to choose whether you want the pumpkin pie or the apple pie or the spice cake or whatever, then you can have it all in one slice. Now that I liked, that I really liked. Turducken, wouldn't turn it down, but I wouldn't go to great
go
lengths
extra,
to
He wouldn't turk it down.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I'm here for comic relief. So, what's the weirdest, wildest thing you've ever done for Thanksgiving? From a food standpoint, not necessarily from a party or event standpoint.
That changes his answer.
Gosh, Thanksgiving is so low key. I mean, it's all about the turkey. It's the dressing for us. So we may have, my wife's family is Lebanese background, so we may have some of that with our Thanksgiving sometimes. But nothing just crazy. And I was going to say also, I'll probably have pheasant this year on the side because that's where I'm going tomorrow, South Dakota.
Oh, you going with Harry Bell?
Both of them.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. So I'll probably do that just for fun.
My neighbor used to go with Harry on that trip. Yeah. No longer can, just not able to do that anymore. So we would get his pheasant. He would bring it over for us to cook, which was, we may still, now I think we've eaten them all. So
I'll bring you some.
Nah, it's okay. We're fine. Mark's no longer in the house to cook.
I'll
them,
take his.
Yeah, you can give mine to.
I don't think I've ever cooked pheasant.
So it's a real, it's like wild turkey. It's a tough meat. It's obviously totally organic because I mean it's in the wild,
Right.
But it's a different type of meat. It's a white meat. You kind of want to do a couple things. The easiest thing to do is braise it down, and that can be in the form of like I'm gonna
Boom.
pheasant and dumplings, right? Pheasant gumbo, something like that.
Okay.
The soup is an easy way to do it. Now, conversely, you can take it like people do turkey breast, cut it into strips, tenderize it, fry it up like turkey nuggets or chicken strips, pheasant strips.
And
you can also what I would do on the whole breast, and I was going to say on the turkey too is brine it.
Okay.
So it'll maintain what little moisture you can. So that's what I do with my turkeys. I brine it overnight.
I normally do too. Yeah.
Yes, a wet brine.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you usually do a turkey, Wes, for Thanksgiving?
So I like I couldn't tell you the pound, but a decent sized turkey. I don't want a small one, and I like to do the whole one because I think it looks better. I like to eat the dark meat on the thighs, legs, and all that kind of stuff. So I like it all. So I'm basically going to take my turkey on the night before. I've got a big marine cooler with ice in it. I've got a 5-gallon bucket with a lid on it, and it's just what you see on the Food Network. You're going to make up a brine of anything. It's going to be, water, salt, a little bit of sugar, peppercorns, bay leaves, garlic powder, things of that nature, generous amount of salt. I'm going to put that in the 5-gallon bucket. I'll put a little bit of ice in that, and I'll let it soak, and then you'll have ice around it.
Because it's not a duck. You do want to keep it cool until you.
That's right. So then the next morning I'll take it out and I'll rinse it off. I think that's a key thing. Get your brine off of it and then re-season it. And then you season underneath the skin. I'll inject it once again with Tony's garlic butter. And then I'll coat it, like the outside of olive oil before I do seasoning, just as a binder to make it stick. And then I'll put it on my egg and treat the egg just like an oven, 350, 375.
For how long?
Until it's done. And that's a cliche thing to say, but gosh, it's going to take, 2.5, 3 hours.
Where are you taking the reading from? Temp reading in the breast?
Going in the breast, yes.
Going as deep
and
as
I'm checking the thighs too to make sure they're done. I mean,
what are you trying to get it to?
I definitely want to get to 165.
165.
Now, say this, you can go, 160.
But we're not responsible for any food poisoning or.
But 160 plus,
but
in that range, it's going to carry over once you get it out. I'll tin it with some tin foil and let it sit for a while and let it just hang out.
And you can get, I know one thing that I've started doing, and we talked about it before, if you just put it in there whole as is, not everything necessarily cooks evenly, and you have to watch it a little more carefully. I always spatchcock mine,
right,
and get it flat, and then it supposedly it cooks a little bit more evenly that way. But
and having said that, I'll put just what we've got on hand: onions, celery, maybe some garlic cloves in the anything in the cavity for like a heat sink. As much as anything, it's going to add some
bouillon. Put some bouillon cubes, gold bouillon, in to act as a heat sink. Right.
Okay.
That's
and
a
flavor.
joke. Yeah, that's a joke. Yeah. Do you ever fry
it? Clarifying.
Yeah. Do you ever fry a turkey?
Gosh, yeah, they're fine. I don't think you can beat a turkey on the egg. There's nothing wrong with a fried turkey. Don't get me wrong, but if you got the means, by all means, spend it on the peanut oil.
Well, apparently some people are got enough money to stow away briskets. Like they're
like Bitcoin.
Yeah, that's right.
But
or fudgesicles.
I'm just that's a gosh, I don't know. There's nothing wrong with it. It just seems like it's a lot of trouble. We did it years ago. That was the thing.
That's kind of been our default to fried turkey. You get a small enough turkey to drop in and make sure you heat the oil. Obviously, you're making sure that you're not overflowing oil so you don't end up on the Darwin Award somewhere on Twitter. But I love a good fried turkey because the crispy skin is just fabulous. And so we'll inject with a Tony's garlic or a garlic butter that I might make, or the junior chef might make himself. And
call Popeyes and get you one.
Call Popeyes.
They do turkeys. Yeah. Look it up.
Really? I think so. Yeah. I remember them doing that last year.
Popeyes here?
I don't know. They've done them in the past.
Yeah. And I've got a friend in, I guess he lives in Maybin or somewhere that has a barbecue side hustle, and sometimes I'll get a turkey and
that's the best way to do
spiral sliced ham from him.
Yeah.
Do you ever do hams? You've ever done hams on
So it's not a true fried turkey. Come on. It's a pseudo. So they marinate it, they slow roast it, then they flash fry it. That's not a fried turkey. That's false advertising.
They're frying it.
Anyway, if I'm gonna fry it.
Popeyes makes it. I'm all about it. So.
If it's good,
man, I haven't had Popeyes in forever. I mean,
get the app,
get
the offers,
like a decade. Man,
I have rewards.
You have rewards. Yeah, Popeye.
Like 20 points away from a free 3-piece.
So Popeyes over KFC
all day.
Why is that?
It's better. It's bigger chicken. It's spicier chicken. It's good.
Where'd you fall on the chicken sandwich wars? Where'd you come in at?
I don't want a chicken sandwich. I want the chicken, and I don't care about a chicken fillet. I want thighs. I want fried thighs.
Wow.
Yep, that's
what I want.
absolutely.
What about you, Becca? Did you partake?
We tried.
Everybody tried it. Yeah.
We went to Popeyes and tried it, and it was good, but it wasn't.
I'm going to get the 3-piece.
Yeah, I mean, but if I'm picking a sandwich, I'm still going to go to Chick-fil-A. But
Spicy chicken
it wasn't
sandwich,
a bad sandwich.
You can't beat spicy chicken sandwich at Chick-fil-A. Is
Yeah, but if I go to a Chick-fil-A is a sandwich place. Popeyes is a chicken place.
That's right.
And it's got the cool Cajun sides, and I don't go there a lot, but I see the.
I was traveling this week and I had a Doritos crusted chicken breast sandwich.
Okay, how was it?
It was a little.
You were at the
dry.
Doritos Lounge without me.
No. I was at the Cancun JW Marriott beachside table service, and they had that on there. So I had ceviche the day before, so I decided Doritos encrusted chicken breast sandwich. So it was pretty good. I would have done things a little bit different. The breast was a little dry. So
There you go.
but
So back to the ham. Have you done hams?
Not really. You're reheating them. I mean, we've
Yeah.
done some before as far as just, put them on there, a little glaze. Nothing's just crazy.
Maybe to add some smoke.
But there's nothing
flavor to
better.
it.
A smoked ham is great. Spiral slice, a little bit of smoke on it, put it on the grill. Just-
So, have you ever been a total rebel and done like a standing rib roast for Thanksgiving as opposed to a turkey
No, we usually save that for the
for Christmas?
birth of our Savior. Yeah, celebrate that.
I mean, it's almost illegal to eat anything other than turkey or ham for Thanksgiving, isn't it? Or
don't
duck.
know.
I mean,
I don't know.
it's got to be one of those. You can't go to the cow for Thanksgiving.
And what's crazy is it's one of the few times that turkey's great, but we don't eat it.
I was gonna say-
unless it's on a sandwich. And
when are you going to do turkey any other time during the year?
Maybe once or twice in my life have done
Yeah.
a turkey outside of that. Especially,
we don't make dressing either. The rest. Of the
Well, I
year.
don't like dressing anyway.
well.
Yeah.
we might get a turkey breast or something, and cook it for a meal, but not a full on.
you talk about a
spatchcock.
You talk about a food that's been typecast to one holiday because everything else,
You can do anything for Christmas.
you really can. You really can. Some people eat Chinese.
Yep.
So, and that's a whole nother fascinating cultural thing. I mean, you don't experience it a whole lot down here, but
My parents did that for several years when it was our turn to be with the in-laws, and they would go to the Chinese place here. And the funny thing was, they would get there. The first time they did it, they got there, and there's like all their friends were there too. It was crazy.
well, that's primarily, in New York, the whole idea of Chinese for Christmas is because the Jewish population were looking for some place to eat, and so the Jewish people obviously don't celebrate Christmas. The Chinese don't celebrate Christmas, so the Chinese restaurants are open, and the Jewish population is looking for a place to eat.
I wonder if that's where that happened on the Christmas Story. Well, the Christmas Story, movie. They go to the Chinese place.
Were they Jewish? I've never seen.
The dog got
it's
the
because
turkey.
the dog ate the turkey.
Dog ate the turkey.
But the Chinese place was open. I think it was a kid.
But that has been traditionally the whole idea of eating Chinese on Christmas Day is because that's one of the very few places that's not going to celebrate.
All right.
So anyway, any other Thanksgiving tips, hints?
You do any veggies on the smoker or grill?
Not really, because I kind of turn that over to. I focus on all the meats, and
So you have people to do that for you.
we all chip in, equal opportunity, and they do a good job at it too. So
I like the idea of pheasant and Lebanese food. I think that sounds wonderful.
yeah, it'd be something like grape
bet
leaves or
your
something
mother-
kind of mixed in.
I bet your mother-in-law is a good cook.
She can cook. Her grape leaves are as good as I've ever had.
I need to swap her some wine for grape leaves, I guess, then.
She can do it. My wife makes the kibbe, and my wife makes the tabbouleh.
Oh, okay. I'm not a big tabbouleh fan. Do you like
It's got to be
tabbouleh,
done the right
Jay?
way. You can put too much.
Yeah, I'm not. What I've
Parsley
had in
in
the
there.
past, I haven't loved, but kibbe I can get behind.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Any other last words of wisdom from you culinary giants about Thanksgiving, which is, as you listen, only 3 weeks away?
I think the biggest thing we were talking about brisket earlier. You have time if you'll start ahead of time, and on all the podcasts, Malcolm Reed especially. Hey, give yourself time, because the more it sits in that cooler within a reasonable amount of time, to stay food safe. But I mean, you have a long window for it to rest. And a lot of times most times it is better when it rests. So don't rush and, the 11th hour, I got to get this turkey done. Go ahead and get it done ahead of time. Give yourself, that thing can rest for over an hour.
Okay.
So you've got
a cooler. You rested in.
No,
the cooler?
you can sit on the counter. I mean, it's going to be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, because truth be told, it sits out all afternoon.
But again, we're not liable for any food poisoning or foodborne illnesses because of...
Nobody's listening to this. So.
Actually, we had a nice spike last weekend. I mean,
awesome.
A couple hundred. So, and if there's problems, Wes can be found at Bell Building Supply on Russell Street. No, not Russell Street.
It's always egg season, but it's really now egg season. Get yours for the holidays. We've got them in stock. We deliver. Just let us know what we can do to help you.
There you go. Plus, I mean, you can get your Wolf refrigeration.
That's correct.
You do a variety.
Sub-Zero fridges, Wolf ranges, Coke
Wolf
dishwashers.
ranges. Yeah, there you go. And you also have got a full line of like seasonings and sauces.
We do. We've got most of Malcolm's stuff. The Swine Life guys that cook with Malcolm, work with Malcolm. Heath Riles, we got a ton of Heath Riles stuff and some Meat Church. So anything you need to season up your turkey, we've got for you.
And charcoal.
The real big green egg hardwood lump charcoal.
Because you don't want to use non-hard lump in a big green egg.
Yeah, you can't use.
You could, but
you can, but it's not recommended.
Why is
you
that?
mentioned the seed. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Oh, well, so Kingsford, your typical briquette emits gone blank here, but emits essentially gases, fumes, if you will, into the pores of your ceramic egg, and they just don't recommend it. Plus, it doesn't burn as long, it doesn't burn as hot, it's not as efficient. So that hardwood lump will last a long time, and you want to get a good brand. Big Green Egg is very consistent with the size of the pieces. You can find lesser brands, and they're all little bitty bits, and that just doesn't work.
And you can use Big Green Egg charcoal, obviously, on any smoker.
You can. I use it in my Weber grill, my PK grill, just typical stuff. If I want to have a real hot fire for steaks, I'm doing something different. So,
and if you got a Big Green Egg and it needs parts, if you got a new seal, you can get all that for them, right?
Got all your accessories, all your parts.
I need a new seal on mine.
We can help you with that.
I bet you can. So, Jay, you were going to ask him a question for the sales.
Just real quick about on the holiday thing. One thing that we like to do regularly, and especially if you're going to a holiday party or something, you need to bring something, and you've got some time to do it. We do that smoked cream cheese block.
Yes.
All the time. I've got a little, you don't have to do it this way, but I have a like a Lodge cast iron little round dish.
Mm-hmm. I
put that block of cheese in there, score it, and, put your favorite seasoning. I've got some kind of fruity seasoning sometimes I'll use, and I've got, that Heath Ross and all that kind of stuff, Meat Church, whatever you like. And I've played with it.
Savory.
Yeah.
Salty.
Or a mixed salt, sort of those garlic buttery kinds. And smoke it like at 250 for a couple hours or a little bit less. And, if I'm making something else, I'll put that in there at the end of the cook.
Right.
So that it's ready when I'm ready to eat. But it's an
crowd
awesome
pleaser.
It is. And you can you don't have to do this, but you can put some Captain Rodney's on top or some pepper jelly.
Tiger sauce.
That's
what we've been doing at the baseball field.
We should invite Wes to our guys of a certain age Christmas party because he would bring some really good food. I mean, he's with the member's jacket. He's an honorary guy.
Yeah, well, he's like I say, he's been the most frequent guest. So.
That's right. Then Mark's going to want to come too.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
We can collaborate again.
There you go.
I shared our video last night with a friend of mine. He was asking a lot of questions. I said, let me just send you the video.
About brisket?
Yeah.
I mean, you really concisely, I need to put that on the feed, in the show notes.
Show notes. We have show notes. Okay, cool.
Well, you write the show notes every week. The description is. Yeah. Oh, wow. This is a podcast we record that goes out.
Yep. So I've heard.
Yeah.
My mom tells me.
Yes.
Your mom tells you a lot of things, right? Yeah. All right. We're going to wrap it up. Wes, thanks for being here. We'll see you guys next time around.